Hello, everyone, and welcome to KingPittDawg Racing. And this is the official announcement of the Holiday Exhibition Challenge Series Season 2. I've made some changes to the series coming up this season, so I'm going to go over all of that. Those not familiar, this will be new information to you. Those who are familiar with the series, I will highlight some of the changes I've made. We are kicking off the series Easter Sunday night. I'm going to be opening the room right about. I'm going to have it open by 5:55. That's my end goal. But it'll probably be opening up around a quarter till 6 Central Daylight Time. Okay, so those of you that are not in the Central Time Zone here in the U.S., you have to do a little math. Eastern Time, um, that would be 1 hour ahead, and then Pacific on the West Coast. You guys are 2 hours behind me. So let's get into it. Like I said, I've made some changes to the series this year, just a little bit. The first biggest thing is that I'm splitting it up into three different different series, basically. So we're going to be going a lot longer than what we did, the little condensed thing we did in the over the holiday season, over Christmas break and into January. This series is going to go all the way from April here, all the way into November, and we're going to have a spring series of races.
My worst nightmare has been discovered in the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Motorsport Team Fearful Face.
Oh, bummer here. Hey man, I'm gonna keep going with my announcement here, and we're not going to talk right now. So April through November 2023 this year here, we're going to have the Spring Series, which is going to start here in April 9th on Easter Sunday, and will end Memorial Day weekend here in the U.S. Then the Summer Series will kick off and coincide with Le Mans, the 24-hour Le Mans, and that'll be an endurance race, and that will run into that one will run into the later part of the summer, and then the Fall Championship Series, we're going to call it, or Fall Championship, is going to be the culmination of the two different series, spring and summer, and that'll be a three-race basic. I might change that to more depending on participation and such. But at this point, it's three races, and that'll be like I said, the culmination of the spring and summer series. So again, those who are unfamiliar with the Holiday Exhibition Challenge series or myself, my name is Kevin, also known here on PlayStation Network as KingPittDawg. I always broadcast when I race here live on YouTube here on KingPittDawg Racing, and I also am on Instagram at Kevin P_KPD. Again, that's KEVINP_KPD. So you can find out more information. I will be posting information on the PlayStation Network page, which is going to be kind of a private page, but you can go to my Instagram. I'm going to have everything posted up there that I'm posting in the PlayStation Network. So let's kind of break down what we're doing here. As of with Season 1, where Nook took home the championship over Keith the Judge, we are going to have some prizes here at the end of the season. I do not have that detailed yet. We will have a new chat. I'm going to set up a new chat called HECS Chat S2, which will basically be the same that I had before, but it's just going to be just for the racing, and then making announcements on. So I would like to refrain, if we can, from doing a lot of. I mean, I do want us to talk about the series, but I don't want to do like general chat in there if we can avoid that. As with the first season, all events are going to be 2 times fuel and tires unless specified otherwise, and I'll probably be changing that on a lot of them. And as before, the performance points and group limits will be specified per event. All of my lobbies are set to real except where specified. And that is getting into what I'm going to emphasize this season, because I am not going to announce all of the racing all of the events until we actually have the points released on the day after the races. So basically, we're going to have. So we'll have the races, and then the next day or the day after, I will announce the points, and then I will also announce the details in the same video, and release. It may not be a video; it could be just a post. I will be announcing the next series. What I want to avoid is the people that are allowed to, or that have the time to practice like all week. I want to avoid that. I want to make this more like realistic, where you pull up to the track over the weekend and have at it. So we'll probably be doing, if it's a Friday night race, we'll probably do an hour or two of practice, and then get into racing. If it's a Saturday race, it might be in the afternoon.
I apologize for interrupting. I need to go to bed, but please count me in for your series. Keep me posted on Instagram.
I will do so. Thank you. Yep. So what I was going to is, we're going to make this as real as possible. So we're going to, you're going to come to the track, basically like it would be for a weekend race, and that'll be the time when you get a little bit of time to practice, and that's why I'm making these as easy as we can. We'll make as many of these things BOP, or some sort of close to BOP that we determine as possible. So so I'm going to try to use pace laps at certain tracks again. I did like that to an extent. I don't like how spread out the rolling starts is, but Daytona here, and I'll go over the everything on Daytona coming up, will be a rolling start. As of before, no bump contact passing. If you do bump, we expect you to give back. We want clean racing. We want everybody to be courteous. All the rooms are going to be set to no ghosting. So I want to make sure that everybody's aware of that, because we don't want to have incidents on, like that we don't want to have incidents where people are mad at each other or anything. This is for fun, but it's also serious too. I want to try to take this kind of to the next level, than what we had last time. Last time was just a learning experience for me. So what I would like everyone to do that's interested, and I will post this up, and I asked for this before, but we never really got too formal with it. But I'd like everybody, if they're going to enter, just let me know, because I want to get an idea. There's a way to contact me at KevinP_KPD on Instagram. You could even comment on this video, or you can even email me, and that'll be in the information. I also didn't mention earlier, but we do have a HECS Holiday Exhibition Challenge Series Facebook page, Facebook group. So those who are not in that, you can find that and join the group. It's if you type in capital H, capital E, capital C, capital S, space, and then dash, you should probably be able to find it. That should find it for you. So we had some issue come up here on I've done some live open lobbies, and we did have some issues where the lobbies got full. So basically, if you're entered and you come in and the lobby's almost full, you're going to have precedence over someone who's not entered. Okay, so I know a lot of the people that we've raced with, there's probably 8 of us or so, 8 or 10 of us. Obviously, I've basically defaulted you guys in, but it's those last 6 spots roughly that we need to fill. 4 to 6 spots that if you're entered, you're going to get a little precedence there. So I'll have more on there about the.
Adam is in.
Hey Adam, how you doing, buddy? I'll have some more on that. You can read through all the details, but I'm just going to kind of roughly go through all this stuff. I just talked about bumping and that, and I will review the races. If there's any sort of disputes or anything with everybody, I'll work that out with you guys. I mean, I understand this gets to be an emotional thing, because you're putting your all into this. So I get it. We want to make it fun, but I want to have a level of seriousness on it too. So, as before, we're going to ask everyone to join the chat, and I'm going to change again. I'm going to be changing the chat like a chat party through headsets. We will need that communication during the race, and that'll be the again. I'm going to name it the HECS S2 chat on PlayStation Network. So we'll need everybody on the party, and that works. If you watch any of my videos, that works. We use that for all the series that Steve ran and everything. So again, so that's for communication with each other, race control, and I ask that everybody. I will be race control, and I may have some secondary race control, and I'll announce that at the races. But I would like to have race control in there and everybody to follow the commands in that. Again, we'll review races if we need to, for unsportsmanlike conduct or whatever. And I will take points away if I feel that somebody's been completely egregious. So just keep that in mind. Just miscellaneous rules. The leader is responsible for the pace or the start on pace lap races or after cautions. That's pretty simple. Just follow the commands that myself or whoever else is in race control. If I'm running in the back and I've got a secondary race control person, I will probably have default to them to let you know what you need to do. So, as far as cars go, I haven't set the format for all the races yet, but I do have the first two, which is actually 3 events, because I've told everybody about the Earth Day. We're going to go around the Earth with a 2-weekend event there. It'll be rounds 2 and 3, or events 2 and 3. I'm going to call them events this time. So, and there'll be some rules in that, and I'll go into that later, but basically, cars you're going to need for the series. Excuse me. I got like a bubble. Cars required for the series are going to be Group 1, Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4 race cars, obviously. We are going to use the Radical SR3 again, the MX-5 touring car, and that'll be set to the previous series that we ran, the Mazda Miata Touring Car Championship, or Challenge spec. And then we'll also use the Sylvia Spec R Aero, set to the PRG FIC, the Fall Invitational Championship spec. And we're also going to use the Winter Sprint Series cars. Figure everybody invested time in these that are in the group, so everybody's got these cars, and they're really well balanced, so we'll just go ahead and use them. And we're probably going to have a Super Formula race, although there's new Super Formulas coming out, so I may hold off on that, possibly even to the championship. So I will have specs available on the Facebook page and the PlayStation Network chat. And then I'll be making any announcements. We'll be making a YouTube video and then posting it on Instagram as well. Again, as in the first series, I'm not going to allow any Vision Gran Turismo cars. Those are usually ringers, and it just makes it unfair and no fun. So there are a few more things I changed now that I want to get into the points. So we're going to have a spring series and we're going to have a summer series, okay? And those will have basically a champion that will have that the champion of those will get bonus points going into the fall championship. Now that will be for the overall championship, okay? And those 3 races will be like the most critical of the whole series. So you could conceivably run the first spring series if you can't be there for the summer series and still be in the fall championship. Okay, so it's going to be the top 8 from each that will be eligible for the championship. If there's duplicates, then it'll just default down from there. We can put up to 16 people in a room in a lobby, so I want to make sure that we can cover that. So, okay, so we're going to do race points, and then I'm going to do something a little different than what I did last time. I'm not going to tabulate event points until the second to the last race at the end of that one. I'll tabulate the event points then, and then we'll know going into the final event exactly where everybody stands. So it'll be race points and bonus points that you'll be getting accumulating through the first 4 races of both the spring series and the summer series. So again, based on now instead of being just the car count per race, which was really hard to calculate.
Did you know that you can do community post on YT?
No, I'm not trying to learn anything. I can barely get this done as it is. I barely had time to do this as it was, so I'm just trying to bare minimum here. So now instead of it being based on the car count in each, say there's 3 races in each event in an event, they're going to be based on the total car count of different cars. So if, say, for instance, we have like 12 people, and then 2 people leave and 3 different people come in, it'll be the total car count for the whole event. Okay, and that's different people racing. So again, just like before, we're going to get 1 bonus point for every start, 1 bonus point for each race win, and then there will be certain multipliers. Like I said, there's going to be certain races that are weight heavier. Obviously, this Daytona race is the first one, and I'll go over the details of that. And again, the event points will be determined by your average race finish. So if there's 3 races, your event points are going to be based on that, and then the points on that will be based on the total car count as well in the event, and that's how I will determine the average finish. Okay, because it was too hard changing it when I first started doing the first series. So I wanted to make this a little bit more easy to calculate, and it worked good for the last few rounds when I did that way. So we're going to do that the whole seasons.
By the way, my PS4 Pro has passed away on Monday from graphical artifact problems. Sad but relieved face.
Oh.
I only have the PS5 left.
Oh. Well, that's all you need. I don't think my PS4's been on up in my kid's room for 6 months or more. All right. So I think I got that said. Now that I'm adding something in here because I want to add more race points. The top 5 qualifiers, if we're having qualifying, and there's going to be a couple events where we don't. The top 5 qualifiers get 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 points, respectively, per qualifying session. Because there is an event I'm planning where we're going to have like 4 qualifying sessions, so there'll be some bonus points available for that. Now, to encourage people to attend more races, I'm going to give 50 bonus points if you are here for every event. Even if you only run one of the 3 races, you're there, you're going to get bonus points for being at the event, for attendance. And if anybody competes in every race, I'm going to give 100 points. Okay, so those will be bonuses to try to incentivize people to be here and run these races. Basically running the same tiebreaker. The chances of that happening are pretty slim, but I put it in there anyway. Number of wins, number of series starts, or a tie. So, that would be really, really difficult for that to happen. But we'll have a runoff round if we do that, and it'll probably be, something short, some sort of sprints or something. So I doubt if that'll happen. All right, so let's get into it. Season 2 Spring Series opener. This is what we're going to call Event 1, and I am calling it the 2 for 1 hour, 24 minutes of Daytona. And it's presented by FQ2 Performance, my company I'm trying to launch. We'll see if that happens. But that's going to be 4/9, which is Easter Sunday. And the plan is to qualify at 6:42 p.m. Central Daylight Time. So I'm going to try to open the lobby. I said no later than 5:55 p.m. Central Daylight Time. We'll be at Daytona Road Course. It'll be 2 42-minute races with a rolling start. And we're going to have a 10-minute qualifying session to set the grid for the first race. I might bump that up to 12. I haven't decided that on yet. I've still got a star by that can be changed. So the second race, which I've had a little twist, using a little, but I've been around short track racing fan. So we're going to add a die roll into the finishing position of the first race. So if there's less than 12 cars, it's going to be 1 die, and I'm probably just have my kid come down here and roll it. And if we have 12 12 entries, we're going to use 2 die. So that'll really open it up. So basically, what we're going to do is, say for instance, we have 12 entries, and my kid rolls a 5. Then we're going to invert the previous finishing order by 5. Okay, so the leader would start 5th, and then it would go, second would be 4th, third would be 3rd, which that won't change. 4th would be 2nd, and 5th place car that finished in the first race would be 1st. Now, if it's 1 die and there's 10 cars, then the leader's got a better chance of starting closer to the front. But you could still roll a 6 there. So if that makes sense, if anybody has any questions on that, that's pretty simple. So what we're doing on here, we're keeping with the 2 and the 4 theme here. So we're going to 4 times tires and fuel, which I think worked out pretty good for us the last time. And we're going to be at 8 times event speed, I believe. It might be 6. I'm going to test it out a little bit and just see how fast that goes. But basically what we're going to do, the first race is going to be afternoon into night, and the second race will be night into day. This is going to be a 2 times race points and 4 times event point event. So the other thing, which I've said before, I've mentioned before we actually did the official announcement, if there's 10 entries or more, we can have 2 classes. And it's going to be 2 different group race cars. Group 1, though, is going to be for sure. If we only have 9 entries, we're just due to Group 1. I want to see at least 10 entries to do 2, because I want to see 5 and 5. That didn't work very good when we had like 3 and 3. There wasn't really much of a race. So I haven't determined whether the second group of cars is going to be Group 2, 3, or 4. It'd probably be obviously easiest to do the Group 3 cars because that's what we did last year, and I still have the room for it. But at this point, it's going to be Group 1 for sure. So just to kind of touch on, because I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to actually announce the full format, but I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a hint on the rounds 2 or 3. Again, I had mentioned it before in some of my broadcasts. We're going to do what I'm calling the Around the Earth series, or I guess events. And that'll be round 2 and 3. And at this point right now, we're going to have Group 4 the first weekend, round 2, and Group 3 the second weekend. We're looking right now, round 2, event 2, whatever you want to call it, is going to be a 3-race event. And we're going to start off at Autopolis in Japan, and then we're going to go over to Goodwood in England, and then we're going to finish up at Road Atlanta here in the United States. That is going to be in a Group 4 car. And then the next weekend, that's going to be on the 22nd, the week of the 22nd, probably on the 22nd, but it's going to be a later one. Okay, so just give you guys an idea. I haven't determined the time yet, but we could change that to Sunday if people have problems with scheduling and whatnot. And then the following week, we're going to start off in the United States, since we were here, in the third race in event 2, and that's going to be at Big Willow at Willow Springs, and then we're going to go over to Bathurst, Mount Panorama in Australia, and then we'll finish off in Europe at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. I don't know how to say that. So the twist between this race week, these 2, and why I'm tying them together, is I'm going to give you a choice. Okay? These are going to be BOP races, straight BOPs. So I'm going to give you a choice. You can either choose a manufacturer or a country. But the deal is, when you go around the Earth, you got to run the same. So if it's a USA, you could run a Mustang and a Corvette, or you could run a Supra and a 86. Okay, if you want to do those race weekends, but you're going to have to declare what you run to run both races. So you're going to have to either be, like I said, and you'll have to stick with that car for all three events, or all three races during that event. Okay, just for an example. Okay, so round 2, again, group 4. So if I say, okay, I'm going to drive a Japanese car, and I pick at Topless, I pick let's say the Subaru WRX. I'd have to run that same car at Goodwood and at Road Atlanta. Okay, if I pick a manufacturer, I would have to stay with that manufacturer, which is pretty obvious. But then when you go to the Group 3 car, the next event, round 3, whatever you want to call it, I would have to stay in Japan. So I could run the Supra then at Big Willow and Bathurst and Barcelona, but you're only going to get one choice. You can't choose it's the same one, if that makes sense. So basically, you're getting your choice of 2 cars. You can either do it by country, or you can do it by manufacturer. So that's about all I've got for this event. Thanks everybody for listening. Again, I'm going to be posting this stuff. It takes a long time to do this. I'm not very good at this, and I'm trying to get better. But at this point, I'm doing everything on my phone. so it's and copy and pasting on a phone is not that easy. So that's it. Hope everybody will be there. Again, probably launch a practice lobby on Friday night. And again, like I said, not going to have lobbies up during the week probably. I'll probably do, when we do practice, it's going to be for that event, and I'll have the finalized lobby Friday night or Saturday. It just depends. So hope everybody can join us. It's going to be a fun time. Again, if you want to just comment on this video, if you're watching it on a replay, just do so, and you can enter into the series. Again, it's KevinP_KPD on Instagram, or you can join our page, our group, Facebook group at HECS-Holiday Exhibition Challenge Series. So thanks again, everybody. We hope to see you Sunday. It's going to be an exciting race. Hopefully we get a bunch of people so we can have 2 divisions. That was kind of fun and interesting. And I'll get the finalized information out for how we're going to handle things and what cars are allowed on that Friday or Saturday. So we'll see you around. Thanks, everybody. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. It's KingPittDawg. And let me just back out of this. I just did this to show. Here's how you look me up on PlayStation Network, KingPittDawg. And again, I'll show you that. If you're just watching this and you want to friend me, you can do so. Just find me on the PlayStation Network. It's the same for my nickname and for my name. So that's it for this video. I may jump back on and do a little messing around here. Again, I'm in PlayStation VR 2 now, and it is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, I was so worried that I was going to have problems with it, but it seems to be working fine for me, and I recommend it to everybody. So we'll see you guys around. Hope to see you all on Sunday. Again, reach out to me if you haven't participated with us before, because again, everybody that has is by default allowed in. But if you want to come in and join us, I think, like I said, we're probably gonna have a few slots left. So just let me know one way or another. Again, it's KingPittDawg here on PlayStation Network. Reach out to me on the app or on messaging. Friend me if you want, and then we can chat. Find me on Instagram at KevinP_KPD. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell, and you'll know when I'm on. And then you can leave it. Just if you're just watching this, just leave me a comment on this if you're watching it on a replay. I don't get the comments that are on live, but definitely will get back to you when I see a comment come through on YouTube. So thank you all, and we'll hope to have a final announcement for the finalized list of cars that are allowed here on Friday or Saturday, and we'll have everything ready, and we'll open up again by 5:55 Central Daylight Time on Sunday. Happy Easter if we don't see y'all. We'll see you around. Until then, KingPittDawg out.